Hi guys, you join me at work, but I just thought I'd do a quick little video. No doubt if you're interested in archaeology, metal detecting, then you're wondering what to buy, what machine, all this sort of thing. How much have I got to spend? But I tell you what, so far, my best find is without a detector. It's just using my eyes. I've been to the local museums. I got quite excited about what's in the local area, and so I didn't have a detector, didn't have the money for it, and so I just started, roaming the beaches, and just putting in the hours looking around. And hey, I found something which a lot of people have got quite excited about. It's not 100% confirmed yet. I've been waiting on the treasure trove to get back to me for months, but I've recently just phoned them up to try and chase them up. Because it's been so long and they've not responded, which to me, if this is genuine, then it's a fantastic find for the local area where I live up in Scotland. So I'll just show you it, and also I'll put a link into the there's a metal detecting and archaeology magazine in the UK which run a little article on it, so I'll put them in touch with you. But yeah, I'll show you my find. So here it is. I've just got it balancing on the handle of a chisel there, so you can see. Let me get out the light. So this is what some people believe to be a Viking sword from the Alfred Guybeg typology. So basically, this man Alfred's done a study on some swords from Norway, and he's come up with several types. But yeah, here it is. So I found this on the beach. It was a part of a beach, which it was on top of the rocks by the beach. And I suspect it's got washed up after possibly a storm, or maybe it came down from the cliffs above the beach. I'm not sure, but it is. If you look up close, you can see there's still water and things keeps leaking out of it, and it's been doing this for months. I've had this since about October, and yeah, I'm quite surprised that it hasn't been jumped on. I've had emails from someone from a top archaeologist who did some studies as part of the main dig in my local area, and she said that there's been evidence found of local swordsmith making swords and doing repairs to swords in the local area. Like I say, Vikings did visit the area in which I live, so maybe it was one of them. But yeah, I suppose I'm leaning more towards it was locally made, because it's quite a stout, sturdy blade for a Viking one, although it still fits within their guidelines, or what researchers' guidelines for what a Viking sword is. It's about 70 centimeters long. It's about 4.5 or so at the widest, and then it narrows down to there. If I try and go in nice and gentle close, but you can see where this has rotted away. You can see these pattern here where the sword has been folded. But that folding, like grain if you like, it then goes down to further up the sword. You can see it. I might not be able to on the camera, but you can see how it gets smaller. It's got I think they call it a distal temper. So it starts off wider, the grain starts off wider at the top, and then it's the same grain, but it just runs down smaller. That sort of indicates that this bit of metal has been folded over and then flattened and made into this shape. Also the handle. So this is where the handle would have been. And you can see how it's been folded and flat. So it would have come down to a nice little hilt, and then it would have had a hand guard on there, maybe a pummel on the end to give it a bit of counterbalance. But as you can see from here, you know, the weight, it is weighted more towards the handle. And if you imagine maybe a handle on the end there weighing sort of maybe up to half a kilo, you know, 300 grams to half a kilo, that would probably put their balancing point more like here. And so that would be ideal, perfect for a sword. And I mean, look, it is sharpened, it is down to blade. I mean, you would not want to be hit with this. It's got a, you know, a sharpened blade. This is what the other side looks like. But yeah, I mean, to me, it's not. I mean, I can hold it out, arm stretched, over my head. It is not too heavy. It feels nicely weighted towards my hand. I mean, if it had a bit of more weight, you know, if I had a handle to hold onto it, it'd feel perfect for, you know, cutting your veg, slicing an enemy's head off. But yeah, I mean, I've seen plenty of rusty scrap metal in my time, but I've never seen anything quite like this. And yeah, I'm quite pleased with it, but I'm also a bit disappointed that the authorities, you go to them to say, look, this is what I found. Please, you know, I think it's this. Other experts agree that it could be a potential blade, and they're not jumping on it. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure whether it's just they only like to find or investigate things they found. But yeah, no idea. So anyways, I thought I'd do a quick video as I've just called them to say, you know, I called you months ago. Aren't you interested in this? You know. In this potential sword, and I've done my research since, and everything I'm looking at, it just seems to be coming up as a sword. You know, the only other suggestion someone said is, oh, maybe it's a hinge, but then I don't think it'd get wider at this end. This end gets a lot like thicker just here, and you know, the hinges I've researched, they stay nice and square, and also the edges are also quite square as well. They're not like this where they're down to an edge. That is an edge, you know. But even, you know, so yeah. I mean, up this end, you would expect there to be a this tip just looked like it's snapped off. You expect there would have been a shallow, you know, tip, not a great big pointy one. But anyways, there's my best find to date. Hopefully, you know, the treasure trove take it on and say, yeah, we want to investigate further, we want to do some dating on the metal to make sure it is an old sword. But yeah, that's my best find, and I found it just with my eyes. So if you haven't got a detector and you're looking to get into the hobby, well, just start roaming your beach, start looking around, you know, keep your eyes open, because you never know, you might stumble across something like this. And, you know, to many people, this would be, you know, if it comes out that it's a genuine sword, this is, to many people, the best or most exciting sort of find you can get. I mean, so yeah, hope that's okay. Hopefully my next video will be with a detector. I'm just, I've been doing a few nighttime digs on my land where I go. It's not my land, it's just my permission. But yeah, just been doing some nighttime digs. I've been trying to film them. It's very difficult because it's blowing a gale, and my cameras aren't particularly good in the dark. But anyways, I will try and maybe club a few of them together and upload them in the near future. And yeah, and I've also got an exciting bit of find with my simplex, my first genuine bit of silver. So yeah, I'll upload that in the next week or so. So yeah, come back and enjoy.